Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. My name is Kathleen Frankert. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. We're so pleased that you're joining us today. I greet you with Namaste. Namaste is the Sanskrit word that means the divinity in me recognizes and greets the divinity in you. Let's begin as we do every week by reciting our community declaration. The words from our website can be seen now on your screen. I invite you to join your voice with mine as we read the declaration aloud. We are a spiritual center that honors all paths to God. Ours is a positive message, inspiring our possibilities and offering spiritual tools for transforming our lives and helping to make the world a better place. Here we can find peace of mind, belonging to a spiritual home, and a personal relationship with the God of our understanding. We are here to discover what we already know. And now, as we move into our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to just settle in, fully arrive in this place, in this moment. Still your thoughts, close your eyes or soften your focus as we go within. Listen and center yourself in the beautiful words of this chant, I choose.
When I awake, I hear a voice telling me I have a choice to live in love or live in fear. And so right now, right here, I choose love. I choose love. When I awake, I hear a voice telling me I have a choice to live in peace or live in fear. And so right now, right here, I choose peace. I choose peace. When I awake, I hear a voice telling me I have a choice to live in joy or live in fear. And so right now, right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. I choose peace. I choose peace. I choose love. I choose love.
Let us now know together there is one power and one presence operating in all of creation. Call it God, nature, universe, spirit, the one. By whatever name, it is the divine intelligence that animates and activates all of life. Nothing is left out of this energetic activity of the one. That includes me and all who are hearing these words. Everyone, everywhere, are included in the infinite, perfect activity of God. How blessed we are to choose, right here, right now, to recognize the perfect support of God as peace, as joy, and as love. In the words of Ernest Holmes, let us say daily, I am one with the love of God. I am one in the love of God with all people. My love goes out to everyone, and I know that it is returned from everyone. I choose to overlook everything that might seem to deny this divine benevolence. I choose to trust that infinite love will guide and protect me in everything. Daily I affirm that love governs all of humanity into pathways of peace and joy. And daily I affirm that my own love is renewed and rekindled by that great, vast love in which I am immersed. That love is God. How comforting, how reassuring it is to know that this active energy of God is operating whenever we choose to recognize it and use it. And so with abiding faith and deep gratitude, I recognize for each one, these words are creative, this consciousness is transformational, and this is done now perfectly in the one mind. I release, I let go, I let God, and so it is. Today, our spiritual director, Rev Karen Wolfson, is with us. The title of her talk is Free or Not, It's Your Choice. But first, we're going to be blessed with some wonderful musical inspiration from our Bob Teesdale. Today, Bob is singing a song by Melissa Philippe, I Am Free. Welcome, Bob.
Laughter and tears, singing songs and loving you. Everything I say is proof of the freedom I'm living today. I have the power, my God-given right to choose. My heart leads the way, and I thank God I have freedom today. Freedom to feel what I choose to feel, freedom to think, and freedom to heal, freedom to be who I want to be, freedom to co-create my reality. I am free. 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 Now is the time you and I can change the world. The healing's begun. Seeing God in the faces of everyone. We hold the key. Love and forgiveness is all we need. We can show the way, and thank God we have freedom today. Freedom to feel what we choose to feel. Freedom to think, and freedom to heal, freedom to be who we want to be, freedom to co-create our reality. We are free, we are free. reality. We are free. We are free. We are free. We are free. We are free.
Just listen to those words. Freedom to feel what I choose to feel. Freedom to think and freedom to heal. Freedom to be who I want to be. Freedom to co-create my reality. That's a lot of freedom. Hi, everyone. You know, this month we've been celebrating our nation's Declaration of Independence and Freedom, and each year when we do that, I'm always reminded of the powerful and beautiful ideas of freedom and independence at the very core of religious science, which is a philosophy about a God, by whatever name you want to call it, a God that lovingly created you and me with an irresistible impulse for free expression. Now, maybe during these months of the limitations we've been experiencing with this pandemic, we may be feeling anything but free, but guess what? We can change that. So my title today is Free or Not, Your Choice. And when I told Bob about this theme, he got his creative genius going and came up with the chant that you heard him sing earlier. And it's so appropriate because in the midst of this year of unthinkable events and challenges, it would be no surprise to realize that in our sense of overwhelm and helplessness, we've forgotten or we've maybe even fallen asleep, oblivious to the power that we do have, the power of choice. So the song reminded us to wake up and recognize that, as the words say, when I awake, I hear a voice telling me I have a choice to live in love, in peace and joy, or to live in fear. I have a choice. Well, more about that in a moment. But first, let's check in. And I do think of you all week long, as I tell you each Sunday. I feel your presence, and I think of you in so many ways, but most importantly, I think of you as always being abundantly supported and in vibrant health. I love hearing from you, hearing what's going on with you, whether you're having problems or whether things are going great. Listen, we're all in this together and we have our up days and our down days. So always feel free to email me. I love to hear from you, or text messages. And if you're watching on Facebook live, drop a line, let us know where you are, and share a comment or two. Those comments mean a lot to all of us as we are here serving you. So thank you for being with us today. And of course, for those of you who are financially supporting us, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You are an integral part of the team that makes it possible for us to continue serving in this way, providing our Sunday messages of love and of encouragement and of connection. So thank you. Thank you all for choosing to be with us today. So, as I was saying earlier, during these months of dealing with the endless limitations of this pandemic and all the turmoil in our nation and our world, we may be feeling anything but free, feeling powerless, maybe even often saying, I didn't choose this. And of course, we didn't choose this. Newsflash. There is no spiritual tradition that has ever guaranteed that we would not have challenges to face. Jesus, the master teacher, said it this way. He said, in the world you will have trials and tribulations, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And what that means is that despite these challenges, the divine power in him, the Christ presence in him, that enabled him to overcome the challenges, the trials and the tribulations of the world, we have that power in us as well. That was his whole point. So let's awaken and realize we have a choice. Truth is, we always have a choice. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our philosophy, said it this way: we cannot live a choiceless life. Every day, every moment, every second, there's choice. We are always choosing. Every moment of every day. Even when we think we're not choosing, we are choosing. I know. Sometimes I'm not too crazy about knowing that. But on the other hand, I'm not too crazy about feeling helplessly victimized by life and its circumstances either. Are you? Actually, reminding ourselves that we have the power of choice is, well, empowering. It's energizing. It reminds us that we are always in the driver's seat. Come to think about it. Life is, like a moving car. And you're in the driver's seat, and you can choose to steer the car in any direction you wish. You can choose to slow it down or speed it up, but it's going to keep moving. And you're in the driver's seat. So what's your choice? We cannot not choose. Author Rick Hansen said it this way: everything you say yes to is saying yes right back to you. Even the things you say no to are saying yes to you. Life always says yes. Your choice. And here's the cool thing. Your choices are creative. They powerfully impact your experiences. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote it this way. I love it. She said, life is a game of boomerangs. Our choices, our deeds, our words, sooner or later return to us with astounding accuracy as our experiences. And so I have 3 suggestions for you. The first one is choose your experience. The second is choose what's in front of you. And the third is choose to be free to rather than free from. These are all based in ways that we can choose to experience our innate freedom. So let's just see how that plays out. First of all, choose your experience. It was expressed very well by Reverend Petra Weldis, who said, even if you're not free in your outer life, you're always free to choose your thoughts, attitudes, and focus. In other words, you're always free to choose your internal experience. I'll say that again. You are always free to choose your internal experience. Choose your experience. That just simply means that despite conditions, you and I can choose how we want to experience those conditions. Simple, not always easy, but it can make all the difference in how we can feel free no matter what's going on. All right, number 2, choose what is in front of you. Choose what's in front of you. Now, even if it's something that you don't want to be there or you wish wasn't there, or, well, that's what we're talking about today. Choose what is in front of you. You can still come at it from choice. I know that's counterintuitive, especially when it is something that is displeasing you greatly, something that's difficult. But whatever you're facing, you can choose. You can come at it from a standpoint of choice. When I was a kid, one of my chores with my sister was that we had to do the dishes after dinner every night. There were no dishwashers then. And so we would wash and dry the dishes. And of course, we did it reluctantly. And so every night, Mom would kind of encourage and nudge and say, all right, girls, and we'd be dawdling and delaying. And she'd say, all right, time for you to do the dishes. And we'd go and we'd do the dishes. But once in a while, I would actually be proactive. And I'd get up from that table and I'd say, okay, we're going to do the dishes now. And you know what? The experience was totally different. Even as a kid, I remember I really enjoyed it when I chose to do the dishes. So how about this? Choose to do the dishes. Another variation on that theme was my husband, Erwin, who used to implement something that he called Wolfson's Law. And I loved it, although it took me a little while to get used to it. But anyway, it was when he had to do something that would not have been his choice, like go out of town for work when he maybe it was inconvenient and he didn't want to go, or something like that. And so when he would have one of these things on his schedule, and I'd say, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry you have to, I wish you didn't have to do it," and go into all my what I thought was being a very sympathetic wife. Well, he said, no, I don't want to hear that. He said, Wolfson's Law is that if I have to do it, then I'm going to do it because I choose to do it. And that's the end of the conversation. So that's what I'm suggesting to you. Whatever's in front of you, just try that. Try pretending that you actually chose it. It can set you free. Number 3, rather than dwelling on being free from, choose free to, freedom to. Here's what I mean. Very often when we contemplate freedom for ourselves, it goes something like this. I would be free if only, or if only I could be free from this situation, this condition. If I could only be free from this relationship, this illness, this pain, this stress, this overwhelming workload. If only, then I would feel free. And the only result from obsessing about wanting to be free from something is that we feel even less creative, less energized, and certainly less productive when it comes to thinking of ways to change that situation. And of course, if you think about it just a little bit, behind that if only is resistance, resisting whatever we think is holding us back from experiencing our freedom. And we know that what we resist persists. But that's another message. What happens instead if we give some thought to what do I want to have, to be, to do, to experience when I am free? What do I want to be free to do? Who do I want to be free to be? Maybe I want to be free to create something beautiful. I don't know what it would be yet, but that might be the direction. Or to alleviate the suffering of others, or free to teach and guide, or to simply laugh and share humor. Free to connect with others in a new way. You see the difference? I'm going to share with you a personal example that illustrates this, well, better than I could even talk about it. I have a dear longtime friend, brother, I'm calling him my brother from another mother, who lives in another state. His name is Alan. He lives with his husband and his 17-year-old son. And I'm going to share with you some excerpts from a talk that he gave to a conference of people living with Parkinson's disease. And the reason he was giving this talk is because he himself had been diagnosed. Now, this talk was given in 2017. Now we're in 2020, and he's still going strong. So here's what he said. Over 7 years ago, I was shocked to learn that I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. While my diagnosis is far from unique, I have been told that my reaction to that diagnosis was indeed unique. Why? Because I've never asked, why me? Instead, my first reaction was, why not me? I'm strong and I can handle this. Let's start working on it today. Right there, an example of not immediately going into, I want to be free from this, but free to, what can I do? I wish I could share Alan's entire speech with you because it's incredible as he describes all of the aspects of this experience that he's having. But let me go on. So he said in his message, at that time, he said, when I was diagnosed, my son was 7 years old, so I was thinking, I've got to stick around and help this incredible little boy grow into an incredible young man. And as he gave the talk, he said, and I've now been living well with PD for just over 7 years. And being ever candid, make no mistake, he said, Parkinson's sucks. You see, he's not a Pollyanna. But he said, if you stop at that thought, life can look pretty bleak. So instead of worrying about all the things you can't do with PD, I invite you to look at all the things you can do with PD. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? I invite you to ask, why did this happen for me? We alone have the power to change this. So what message are you giving yourself about your Parkinson's? Here's something he said that I've found works for me. Change your story, change your life. In fact, he said, if you can change your story enough, like I have, and continue to do, you may find that it creates a bigger life for you, not a smaller one. In any given moment, we can choose to see this in a different light. How would our life change if we actually focused on the gift? Yes, the gift of Parkinson's. Yes, he says, I said gift. And he goes on to say, well, I can promise you that I would be the first in line for a cure. I can honestly tell you that my life has been immeasurably made better, and I am a better person since being diagnosed with Parkinson's. And for that gift, I'm so grateful. He goes on to share, here are some examples of things I've done that have helped me to take charge of my life with Parkinson's. I had always wanted to travel, and so he said, in the past couple of years, I've been to 11 countries. I have taken part in numerous studies and drug therapy trials, and as exhausting and as often disappointing as these can be, they give me the sense that I'm doing everything I can, not to mention the joy I get from giving back to my community. 3 times a week, he goes on, you'll find me working out with a group at Rock Steady Boxing, North Jersey. And on a personal note, I will tell you that on one of my visits to New Jersey to see my boys, I visited that Rock Steady Boxing workout. And I have to tell you, I was exhausted just watching. And so Alan says, I walk away a different man than the one I dragged in. And I saw that firsthand. Sign up, show up, and the energy will come. Going on with things that Alan has done, he said, I put together a group of walkers, Alan's Angels, that marches every year in New York's Central Park. I joined the PTA for my son's school, and despite zero experience in fundraising, I led a drive that raised $200,000. In my opinion, there is no better gift than giving, and from a purely selfish standpoint, nothing makes me feel as good. He says, think of it this way. We are simply people living with a disease. It's not about what we can't do. In other words, it's not about dwelling on what we want to be free from. He goes on and he says, but it's what we can do with PD. In other words, being free to. Not asking, as Alan says, not asking, why did this happen to me? But asking, how can I live well with PD? Alan's story, his example, is an inspiration beyond words to me every single day. I am amazed at the courage and the strength and the power demonstrated by this dear man. And throughout, as you can see, he's choosing to be free too. And he has been free to do so many things, maybe a lot of things he never thought he could do. So this is freedom, not dwelling on trying to get free from, but creatively choosing freedom to do, to be, to have. Whatever your situation is, even in the little things, Notice the countless times each day when you might be saying, "Oh, I wish I was free from." And instead of obsessing and resisting, obsessing about what you want to be free from, ask, what is it I want to be free to? If this thing were changed, what could I do and be? It's your choice. In closing, I want to share with you a piece that one of our members shared just the other day. Here's what it says. Sometimes I just want it to stop. Talk of COVID, protests, looting, brutality. I feel I've lost my way and that this new normal is always going to be this way. And then I met an 87-year-old who talked to me of living through polio, diphtheria, Vietnam protests, and yet is still enchanted with life. He seemed surprised when I said that 2020 must be especially challenging for him. No, he said slowly, looking me straight in the eyes, I learned a long time ago to not see the world through printed headlines. Instead, I see the world through the people who surround me. Therefore, I simply choose to write my own headlines. For example, husband loves wife today. Family drops everything to come to Grandma's bedside. And then he patted my hand and said, or, old man makes new friend. His words collided with my worries, freeing them from the tether I had been holding so tightly. They floated away, and now I'm left with a renewed spirit. My headline now reads, Woman overwhelmed by this spirit of kindness and the reminder that our capacity to love is never ending. So, let's go into this week choosing to write our own headlines. How about that? Let's choose to rewrite our own experience and watch what happens. By the way, would you let me know? I would love to hear how this turns out for you, because I know it will bring about changes as you choose to write your own headlines. You know, free or not, it's your choice. And now to send us off into our week, enjoy this song written by our own Bob Teesdale and Lisa Ashman. And it's called Free Will, You've Got No Choice. And that's the good news. I'll see you soon.
God gave us the flowers, and God gave us the trees. God gave us the power to do as we please. Anything in the world is ours if we believe it. And to top it all off, take it or leave it. We got free will. Free will. We got free will. We got no choice. No, we got no choice. We could say yes, and we could say no. It's up to us which way we go. We got rivers to cross, and mountains to climb, and people to love till the end of time. Anything in the world is ours if we believe it. got free will. Free will. We got free will. We got no choice. We got no choice. Choice. We got no choice. Now there's a fork in the road, a bend in the stream. There's more up to us than anyone dreams. We got free will. Free will. We got free will. We've got no choice. We got no choice. We simply got no choice. Free will. Yeah, you got no choice. There ain't no way around it. Free will, ain't no doubt about it. Free will, yeah, you got no choice.
Reverend Karen and Bob, I know you can't hear the applause, but I hope you can feel the vibes of appreciation. Reverend Karen, for such a powerful message, and same for you, Bob. Your music always brings home the message in melody and in rhythm. And now it's time for our offering. We're so grateful for your ongoing financial support of this ministry so that we can continue to support you in prayer, inspiration, encouragement, and opportunities for virtual community and connection, like the one you're experiencing right now. There are 3 easy ways to share your offering. On your screen, you'll see our website where you can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or your credit card. Or you may mail a check to our address shown here on our website. Or you may choose to arrange automatic contributions through your online banking. Now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand and place it over your heart, blessing it as you share it. And know this with me. My gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. And now let us declare together our offering affirmation. The words are on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. And just a reminder that on our website, www.cslsarasota.com, you'll find the green prayer request button. We invite you to use this to send your prayer request for prayer support. We have 3 licensed spiritual practitioners, Jim Grove, Jaron Nelson, and me, who would be honored to hold your challenge, opportunity, request, intention in spiritual mind treatment and prayer for the coming week. We're here to support you in whatever challenge you may be experiencing. Here on our website, you can also sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter or check out our Facebook page for posts about upcoming events. I also want to remind you about the weekly Faith Lift facilitated by licensed spiritual practitioner Jim Grove via Zoom. On Wednesday evening at 7 p.m., spiritual living circles continue. Jim hosts an interesting and uplifting 1-hour discussion about an article from this month's Science of Mind magazine. So if you'd like to check it out, please email Jim at the address on the screen, and he'll send you the information with the link to the Zoom online connection, as well as the discussion guide and the article that we'll be discussing this week. We hope that you'll join us. And now, as we conclude our sacred time together, let us move forward into our day and the week ahead, affirming that we do so in health, in love, and in perfect peace. I invite you to listen or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thanks for being with us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let